Hi, this is Trey Passer. Welcome to my review of The Accountant. This is Accountant 2. I almost didn't say the 2 part. Okay, this is the sequel to the movie that came out a couple of years ago with Ben Affleck, who plays Christian Wolf. He's a sort of a guy that's sort of on the spectrum. I don't know if the technical term of what his condition is. He's sort of like Rain Man in a way, except I think he's more highly functional than Rain Man was. Okay, and his brother Brax, played by John Berthal. If you've seen the first movie, okay, you know how those characters were, and I really did enjoy The Accountant. I think this was directed by Gavin O'Connor, right? Yeah, Gavin O'Connor. He directed the other movie and this movie. Okay, I wanted to see if if he directed this one, and he did. Anyway, he basically teams up with his brother to solve a murder. Okay, that's the basic plot of this movie. What made me want to see this movie, obviously, is the chemistry between Ben Affleck and John Berthal as this wildly different brothers. Okay, and again, John Berthal is just absolutely hilarious, and this he was born to be a star. I just think John Berthal has such great chemistry with probably most of the actors he stars in the movie, but he has a special chemistry with Ben Affleck as these mismatched brothers and stuff. And this movie has action in it, and the story is kind of cultivated, and the main villains in this story are not that interesting, to be perfectly honest. Okay, they're not really that deep, and particularly one character in this movie is their backstory is like way overcomplicated. Okay, it really is. But I like the action in this. I love the chemistry between Ben Affleck and John Berthel as brothers and stuff, and a lot of shooting as you would expect in a movie like this. A lot of killing and stuff, and it's a fun movie. Again, I like the first movie, I think, better than this one. I just think it had a better plot, I think, than the first movie. But this one, they kind of expanded it because you get to spend more time actually with the two brothers. Okay, so we get to see that, and we get to see Ben Affleck and John Berthel act against each other more in this movie. Because I don't think you saw John Berthel's character in this movie until like halfway through the first one. But their chemistry, like I said, is great in this movie, and it's just a joy to watch them bounce off each other, and and they really have sort of this I want to say an autistic network. Let's put it that way. That helps them out, and like I said, I enjoy it for what it is. It's a very entertaining movie. Like I said, there's nothing, no Oscar-worthy story in this or anything, but it's an enjoyable story, uh, a plot that you can follow. Like I said, the main villains in this are kind of incidental in a way, kind of stereotypical and not that deep. Okay, but I really enjoyed John Berthel and Ben Affleck's chemistry in this movie, and I definitely would recommend you go see, especially if you've seen the first one. Definitely go see this movie. Again, like I said, they kind of expand on their relationship and stuff, and you get to spend more time with the two brothers together, and it's a real treat to watch. And if you want mindless violence, you got that too as well. There's a lot of mindless violence in this movie. Okay, which is it is what it is. It keeps you entertained. Okay, but again, the calling card for this movie when I first heard it was coming out was that we were gonna get more of the brothers together, and it really, the movie didn't disappoint when it comes to that. Okay, so I really definitely enjoyed this movie, and I definitely recommend it. If you saw the first one, definitely see this one. Okay, it's entertaining, and I wouldn't mind if they make another one of this because again, I think the chemistry between those two characters, and hopefully, like I said, in the next movie they'll get a better villain. Okay, again, a villain that's more worthy of these two actors. I think. I just think this story-wise, the story was okay. It's just that the villains were, to me, were just too stereotypical and too weak, to be perfectly honest. Okay, if you like a good movie with a good villain in it, kind of ups the ante and stuff, and it kind of makes you root extra hard for the heroes. But again, John Berthel and Ben Affleck together are just magic. Okay. Anyway, so my 4-star system of this movie, my first star is fair, 1 star is fair, 2 stars is good, right? No, wait, no. 1 star, excuse me, 1 star is poor, 2 stars is fair, and 3 stars is good, and 4 stars is excellent. I would give this movie, okay, in terms of, I would give it 2.5. It's good. It's again, but I have to be perfectly honest. Again, it's the weak villains in this movie that kind of drags the movie down a little bit. Okay, but the chemistry between those two leads and it makes it worth entertaining. And of course, the mindless violence. So I would give this movie. Most people will give it 3 stars, but because I think The Accountant was probably 3.5 stars, and this one is a little less than the first one because I think the first movie is just a better movie, had a better plot and all that stuff, and this. So I'll give this. I'll say 2.5 stars. Yeah, I'll give it 2.5 stars. Okay, it's better than because I said one is poor, 2 is fair, 3 is good, and 4 is excellent. I still think it's more on the good side. So I'm trying to think, should I give it 3 stars or 2.5? How about 2 3/4? Okay. Yeah, just for John Berthel and Ben Affleck, I'm gonna give it 3 stars just for them. Okay. But story-wise, it's again weak villains. I'm sorry, and again, like I said, one character. When you see the movie, you'll understand what I'm talking about. There's one villain in this, or one character in this story whose backstory is like I don't know how they came up with that backstory, but okay, but it keeps you entertained and stuff. So I'm gonna give it 3 stars for that, just for that alone. Okay, it's a good movie. It's not as good as the first one. I think the first one is a better movie. Okay, but this one is good. And again, like I said, hope they make another one, and hope they'll come up with a better villain, okay, and a better story for the third one if they do a third one, which I hope they do. Anyway, let me know what you think of The Accountant 2. If you've seen it, what do you think of it? Feel free to leave comments down below. In the description box, I have links to my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram. I also have a link to my other channel, Paul Views and Opinions. Please check that out as well. I also have a link down below to my Patreon. Again, Patreon's only $5 a month. Tons of content in it, over 200 videos on there, divided into 5 different categories. You get 5-minute preview clips of all the content that's on there. Follow link, it'll take you there. Also have a link down below to my merchandise store. As you can see, I'm wearing my logo on my t-shirt. Okay, and I sell t-shirts, hats, hoodies, sweatshirts, teddy bears, water bottles, okay, for men, for women, unisex stuff. Follow link, it'll take you to the store. Also, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel, and I truly appreciate it. Also, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so you know when I upload new content to this channel. And this is Trey Pass. This thing so long. Take care.